guys, Indigo Eclipse here, and I wanted to just have a little conversation with you guys and share some of my journey with you. So somebody a few nights ago had messaged me and was asking me for help about how to get some of their abilities strengthened. They think they had been bound, and I tried to help them, tried to walk through, tried to send them some energy, and I actually haven't checked back in, and I need to do that. But it got me reflecting on like my own journey, and I've struggled with my abilities. I've shared several stories with you guys about parts of like how I stopped using my abilities and my magic and stepped away from witchcraft for a while. And it was really reflecting. It's been something I've been working on very strongly for the last year or so now, when I decided to get back into magic and really start embracing who I am. I wanted to say who I was, but no, who I am. And I've had to do a lot of work, a lot of practicing, even some relearning, like magic and psychic abilities and stuff. It's always come really natural to me, but when I blocked myself off, it's almost like I kind of had to restart from the beginning and restart my training and using my abilities. And so this is an interesting story I wanted to share with you guys that relates to this. So I'd been reflecting on that. And my cousin, she got a hold of me, and we used to go like ghost hunting and stuff all the time when we were younger. It's still something I enjoy doing, but you know, in my current life, it's a little hard to fit that stuff in. I have a young child, and you know, ghost hunting isn't the easiest to do when you have a family to raise. But anyway, the point is, she wanted to go somewhere, and I wasn't feeling well, and I actually live not too far from a house I used to live in that was incredibly haunted, and it ended up burning down to the ground, and it's an empty lot right now. And I hadn't stepped foot on that property in a very long time. I still have nightmares about that place and some of the stuff I had experienced there. And while I was living there, I lived there for a few years, and I had some traumatic events in my life happen, and I think that's also one of the reasons I really didn't want to go back there. But so we were talking, and I'm like, I don't really feel well. I don't feel like going and driving to an unfamiliar spot. Why don't we just go to that property? I know there's ghosts there, and we haven't been back in a while. So we went. We took my aunt as well. She had never been there. She's never really been into ghost hunting. But anyway, when we went there, I felt like a sense of peace. It was weird. A lot of memories had come back. And I really expected it to be a scary, negative experience, and it was actually quite positive. I felt good. I felt like I was connecting with, I felt like I've left a piece of myself at that property, from the traumatic events I had went through. I kind of, when I was living there, I shut off. I became like a completely different person. Like that spark in my life had left, and I ended up battling depression for quite a while, because of those events. But anyway, she was doing the whole, you know, if ghosts want to communicate with us, please come forward, or, well, spirits, and you're not welcome to come home with us, you know, the normal stuff you do when you go ghost hunting. And all of a sudden I heard in my head, take back what's yours. And I asked her, I'm like, okay, are they trying to trick me and get me to take one of them home, or what is this about? I'm like, I have this sense that I actually left some of my magic here, because that's when when I was living there, I really decided, okay, so I don't want to explain the event that happened, but it was an incredibly traumatic event, and it was one of those soul-crushing moments in life where I literally lost all faith. I thought, it was just a very, very horrible event, and I denounced the goddess. I denounced my witchcraft at that point in time. I was so hurt, so confused, so angry. I didn't know what to do. And the point is, I actually think that I left part of my abilities there. I've never heard of somebody doing that before, but this is my experience. I literally think that I left part of my magic there. I mean, you can't totally leave all your magic. It courses through your veins and stuff, but I think I left some of it there. And I was explaining this to her, and she said, that's very possible. She's like, I still feel that energy that you used to have on this property. And she said, you should take it back. And I did. I opened up to it, and it all of a sudden just this incredible wave took over me, and like positive memories, memories of like how I used to be. And then I've been struggling for a very long time trying to reopen my third eye, and all of a sudden I could see things I haven't been able to see in years. I saw some spirits I haven't really, I've been able to pick up on energies, but like seeing spirits, I lost that a long time ago, and I've been working very hard to get my abilities back. And it was just like, as soon as I took that back, my body started tingling, and she's like, I could see the energy glowing off of you. And I literally left part of my abilities, part of myself on this property. And it was just an amazing feeling. Like, it was like a missing piece of me was put back in when I did that. And it's been really interesting because I've actually been highly emotional for the last few days. Due to those events, there were some things, some memories that I had literally, I know I keep saying literally, and I'm actually using it correctly. I had blocked those memories out. And so for the last few days, part of like taking that back, I've been having to work through some of those memories. I've been very emotional. And it's funny because the universe has put me into a situation where one of the people who had wronged me was a family member. And they're in need of somewhere to stay. And the rest of my family is opening the doors to them. And it's like a test from the universe. Like, I've been very emotional, but I know that I need to move on. I don't live in that situation any longer. And it won't be dangerous. It's not like it will be living in a dangerous situation to invite this person into my home, but it's just going to be some emotions that I need to work through and work on fully healing. I've been doing so much shadow work, and it's just the universe. I was doing so well, and then the universe is like, okay, you're doing better, so now it's time to process this part of yourself, and that's going to help you on your spiritual journey. So I feel like this has been kind of a rambly story, but the point is, you really can, due to traumatic events, lose a piece of yourself. And the way to get it back, you have to face those. You have to open up, and it sucks because I've been very emotional. I've been crying for like the last 3 days on and off, but it's good. I need to work through this. I'm a new, stronger person, but I have blocked off some stuff that I really need to get worked through. And so I guess the point is, for those of you who feel like you've been blocked or lost parts of yourself, the time will come when you're ready to face those, and I highly suggest you do. It will be painful. It will be emotional. You will probably bawl your eyes out. When that one of the memories unlocked, I almost had a panic attack for the first time in a while. I felt like I was actually reliving that. It was very traumatic for me, but it's good. I cried. I needed to start processing that again. And so I guess the whole point I'm trying to share with you guys is that for those of you who feel blocked and stuff like that, or like your magic isn't where it should be or where it used to be, you need to dig deep and start facing some of these repressed memories or undealt with issues, because they will block your abilities. And it's amazing how you can think that you're doing really well and you're healed, excuse me, and then something else shows up that you have to deal with. It can get kind of tedious, but it's all about the perspective and the outlook. And it's okay to get completely emotional and to feel those emotions. You need to do that. But then you've got to pick yourself up and say, okay, so that's what happened. I still feel this pain, but it's time to deal with it and get rid of it for good, move on. And I don't mean that you'll never have an emotion from that event again, but you can heal it to where it's not as upsetting, as weighing, as triggering as it used to be. And it's not like you just have one good cry and you can move on. You have to talk to yourself and work through it. It can freaking suck, guys. It really can. It can be so horrible. And I know I've presented the story in an incredibly rambly way. That is the indigo eclipse way that I can bring to you guys. But just keep working on yourself. things happen to us, and they really can suck. But as you grow up and you develop more coping skills, you need to process things, because it will block your magic, and it will do so much more than that. It can just make your life a living hell. You've got to keep moving, you've got to keep staying strong, and you've got to keep working through these things at your own pace, in your own way. You know, guys, the best way to have a beautiful, magical life is to heal. To keep becoming a stronger, better person. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. This was Indigo Eclipse. For those of you who are feeling stuck and bound, figure out what is blocking you and start working through it. Alright, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.